Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our podcast, What the Flock, where we come to you to tell you all things that are going on in our yarn shop here in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the need every time to point out that we're in Christchurch, New Zealand, due to my accent.
And also not Christchurch, England, which I used to live in, just to confuse people.
I honestly forget the other one exists all the time. Does anyone else remember?
It's our sister city. There's like there's signs and plants and things.
Probably
anyway,
hugging, who knows?
Sidebar.
Well, we're in Christchurch, New Zealand, and thank you for being here with us today. We really appreciate all of you who are watching, and we are excited by how much we have grown over the last little bit thanks to your guys' support. So if you could please still keep subscribing down below, and don't forget that we put all of the notes about the things that we're wearing and the things that we're working on and the stuff we're showing you down below in the notes section. So if you have any questions about any of the patterns, feel free to pop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you, even though we're not great at responding. We're working on it. We have a lot of things to work on. But we would love to hear from you, and please let us know what you're knitting, what's going on in your life, and don't forget to check us out online at getflockedknitting.com.
Hey, who are you?
I'm Ethan.
I'm Emily.
Oh my goodness. And we're going to tell you about everything that's going on in the next little bit, some things that we're going to forget about, some things we probably shouldn't tell you about, and some things that we don't even know yet, because the day's been, well, let's just say about 10 minutes ago I said I have to leave in half an hour and no more, so we're gonna see how that goes. So we'll be right back to chat to you about all those other things. And we're back. Emily,
Yes.
What are you working on? I just realized.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Emily?
So I'm on sock number 2 because
Oh my god.
I finished my first sock.
She's a sock knitter now, baby.
And it looks a bit weird, but it does fit my foot.
Honestly,
It's a bit
if you were gonna
chunky.
knit a sock, if you were gonna knit a sock, that is the exact sock I would assume would come out. It's got some like Holly Hobby realness happening that is like very much Emily vibes.
I had some minis.
Yeah.
So I went with that. And I added in a little bit of Kiwiana cream.
Okay, just to break it up.
And I had more of that at home already. So yeah, so it's really fun. And it was so easy. Like I've spent so long being like, oh, socks sound scary. It's easy as.
I've told you for so long that socks are easy.
So yeah, it was easy. So now I'm on my second one.
Yes.
So this is a free pattern. It's called the Color Palette sock.
For those of you who are in on the weekend, I called it the Battenberg sock because I had Battenberg cake on the
Same
mind.
difference. I've just dropped some stitches, but hey, that's fine.
It's just a sock.
And it went pretty quickly too, I would say.
It did, yeah.
Because I actually have barely knit for a few days because I've had some trouble with my hands. So that was like 3 nights of knitting.
Baller.
Which like is not super fast, but pretty quick also.
Yeah, I think you
compared
did a
to,
great
like,
job.
Garment or what have you.
And it's roughly the same number of stitches.
Supposedly.
That's the mind-bending
I'm not
part.
convinced. I'm not convinced.
It's the
I'll sit
mind-bending
and count them
thing
and then I'll get back to
of a worsted weight jumper, to be clear here. Not of a fingering weight jumper.
So yeah, I'm on my second one. They're going to be that because obviously they're more like at home over like what are they called, like slipper socks
Slipper
kind of thing,
socks,
because
yeah.
I made them on a needle size too big, but I was just practicing. So that'll be nice and
They're
cozy
so cute for
to
your
keep
first socks, though.
my feet warm.
Like, honestly, most people's first socks are so ugly that you don't ever want to show them in public, so this is a huge step forward.
And I'm excited to like make more socks now because it was easy.
Good news.
We have one
We
or
have
two
the
options.
cutest sock yarn at the moment. It's overwhelming. I am amazed that the rest of you are not just like overcome with sock knitting urges. I knit an entire pair of socks last night.
And especially because they're so quick and like this, I love this cardigan, but it was a lot of knitting. Like
It was a lot of knitting.
Fingering weight on small needles. So having something like a sock, just like a small little project to like decompress and
there's such a great palette cleanser in between, and I mean, I will tell you, I've been pretty dead set on not casting on anything new until this particular thing is finished, and I keep being like, why did this take so long to finish? I've knit 3 other jumpers in the meantime, like a cardigan and a jumper, and blocked them all, and so like literally, and I'm like, oh, this one jumper is taking forever. Simmer down, Ethan. What else do you have
and
on the
so
go?
I should say I'm using the Marmalade Yarn Co.
Marmalade Jar, Marmalade Yarn, Marmalade Yarn Co. We'll get better at this.
Which we have, I had some like minis from her, but we have got this colour. This is the
Periodot.
I always feel like it should be dough, but it's
Periodot.
confusing.
No, it is periodot in every language
Oh,
but English.
Okay.
But we pronounce the T in English.
Okay. So we have this green colour with a little turquoisey mini skein, and lots of other pretty ones too.
There are so many sexy options. And we do have a whole mini skein bundle that you can get.
So you could make ones like these with the stripes.
Which you might also want to be considering because Stephen West's surprise sock along is coming up, and you will need 3 mini skeins and 1 full size skein of yarn. So you and a friend could go in on some full size plus minis together and then split the rest of the minis up.
Yeah.
So if you've got 2 friends who knit socks, we've both got 2 friends who knit socks.
Yeah.
You guys should do a group order and get it on it. I'm gonna say last year's surprise sock along was surprisingly cool. And I have a checkered history with Stephen's mystery patterns. Famously, I start all of them and abandon the majority of them. Here's looking at you, texture time. And also twists and turns, which you can buy my original twist and turn shawl right now on the, strangely, of all the samples, it's the one that hasn't sold. It's the Ronald McDonald salute to knitting, and I'm sorry I did it to everyone.
You do realise that the project you showed on last week is emanating a similar colour palette.
Yeah, but it's going to be like a hat, and I've already knit it once, and I know that it works together.
Okay.
That's a very different outcome to this one, I promise.
I was looking at it, I was like, oh.
Oh, he's going right back down that road. Yeah, oh. Honestly, I've had some real questionable, like, sometimes people are like, oh, for years I knit everything in cream and gray. It was a thing. Mostly trying to avoid the horror of some of the confections that still come out. I thought there would be an era where, like, I'll just be blunt. I thought there was going to be an end to the era of, like, intentionally power clashing, like, hand-dyed self-striping yarns into garments. And you know what? It hasn't stopped. And I'm still traumatized. Just going to put it out there, everyone. Traumatized.
Yeah.
So what else do you have on the go at the moment? Or is this your travel project?
Yes, this is my travel project.
Because you've given up on trying to move the tessellated cardigan.
Yeah. And
because of its 9 balls of wool.
Yeah. So that is my backup project. And I was like, oh, I'm nearly finished. I'm not nearly finished. I've got heaps to do. I don't know why. I thought I was nearly finished. I've done one front. I still have to do the back.
You honestly had the same moment with the vest where you got to the armhole separation and you looked at me and you were like, I'm nearly done. And you weren't. And I was like, that's a cropped vest. You have a majority of the knitting still to go. But I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I had a moment with this project where I was like, I finished the fronts and the backs, and I started joining the one shoulder, and I was like, I'm so close to the end. The sleeves are brioche, everyone, with yarn held double. I'm nowhere near the end. I mean, I am. Like, geographically, I'm sorry in advance. Geographically, I'm near the end. And I also just want to talk about the fact that I realized literally about a third of the way through, like about 10 rows into this portion of the sleeve, that what I should have done was gone to the other side and finished the shoulders so I could take the needles out of the project because of the way windy. So hear me now. This is Windy by Helga Isager. If you are knitting this project and you have any questions, concerns, or cares, and you would like to talk to someone about it, please contact Helga Isager. Please do get in touch, because I actually have a lot of advice about this project, it turns out, now that I've made it. It is super knittable. It is actually incredibly easy to make. The pattern is vague. There's definitely a moment where it's like, do this, then do this 2 times, then do this 1 time, and it stops, and there's no further explanation of what you're supposed to do for the rest of that piece of the pattern. And then 2 lines later, it says, now reverse it for the left. And you're just like...
Reverse what?
Reverse the suggestion of a neckline, but if you actually, weirdly, this is the strange part, if you actually just do it, it makes perfect sense. Just the instructions don't offer the same level of instructive clarity that I think we've all become kind of spoiled by in modern knitting patterns. I would say overall, the Danes in general with their pattern writing, and this includes those like Petite Knits and the other 4 people who I'm told repeatedly are different, but they're all the same tiny blonde woman. Prove me wrong. And I have found that all of them have this generalized Danish vagueness.
Does it also come from like a translation thing? Because obviously the pattern wasn't written in English to start with.
I think that could be part of it, but
So
more
it might be like condensed.
Yeah, no, more largely, I would say it's a different in knitting traditions.
Yeah.
We know that Danish people largely knit in groups. They're very rarely knitting alone. If you look at like Danish yarn stops and knitting groups, you'll often see like 50, 60 people present. So it's a very communal and social thing. And while we are starting to get good at that here in New Zealand, it's still early days. Like we only realistically have 2 knitting groups a week, and one of them is quite informal. And you know, if we were a yarn shop in Denmark, for example, we would probably have 6 to 8 groups a week, is what I've been told is average. And we are building towards that. And if you want to run a knitting group at our shop, please let us know. The back area is available. We are happy to block it out for you, so long as you're welcome to everyone. But we are genuinely thrilled to offer our space up for free. If you want to run a knitting group here, get in touch. It's getflockknitting@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you and find out what's going on and if we can help out at all. So yeah, this is Windy by definitely Helga Isager. We have worked that out. I'm no longer saying just one of the Isagers. It is interesting and fun to knit once you get to the shoulder. The shoulder has a saddle that goes into a drop sleeve construction. I would not refer to this as a true saddle shoulder for a lot of different reasons that we can cover at a later date and time. It has a very long saddle that goes into the drop shoulder construction, which is great. Someone's about to find out that I locked the door. Congratulations. Sorry, just about 5 minutes. Thank you so much. And so we have here this lovely thing. It's brioche. It's not top down. It's constructed from the bottom up. You knit the front and the back separately, then you join them at the shoulder on each side to create this lovely structure. It has a split front and back hem that runs high-low. I have lengthened this garment by 10 centimeters on both pieces, just to be aware if you're looking at this. I have made this longer. You can see on this side a little more clearly where the armhole sits in response to the shape of the body. So there's the shaping, and then the armhole is that top section, and we've got a neckline into it, and we're nearly there on it. So that is really exciting, and I'm super, super thrilled. The yarn has been a joy to knit with. While I'm using Spinni, I think Tavini would give this just a little bit more structure and crispness, which could be worth it. And Spinni is the single ply, Tavini is the 2-ply construction fingering weight yarn from Isager, and I've paired it with the color coordinated silk mohair. And breaking news to no one, I'm using number 44 Eve's Klein Blue on both. If you haven't caught up with Ethan's fascination with Eve's Klein Blue, well, I've written several articles about it on the Flock online. I've talked about it only like
once or twice.
This much. And definitely in the new yarns that I've ordered, I haven't ordered it and everything. I swear, if someone does not knit some socks in this alpaca sock yarn that we brought in from Isager in the Eve's Klein Blue so I can see it, I will be furious forever. You'll never hear the end of it. Save yourselves.
And me, please.
Save yourselves and Emily. Knit some socks. Because I already have knit a pair last night. I was so shocked at how quick it went. Like, I've always been an okay sock knitter, but like, toe up, fish lip heel, socks like that.
Well, actually, last night, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh, yes.
Yesterday I was like here. So this, no, this way. This was one night's of knitting.
Yeah, exactly. Cuff down is a trap. Toe up is the way to go.
I'm doing cuff down, but anyway.
Oh, it's your first sock. I think people should do it for the first one, but you'll try toe up next and you'll be converted.
Okay.
It'll be like a religious experience, but we don't have to talk about Jesus for once. So.
This weekend, here in Christchurch, as you're watching this, it's Saturday. It's Wool Feast weekend. Not Wool Fest, that happens in Auckland. This one is Wool Feast. It's run by our lovely friend Rebecca from Kiwi Yarna and her friend Sarah. Yeah, sure.
I think it's Sarah. If I got that wrong, I'm so sorry. It's been a week. The Wool Feast runs on Sunday, June 16th, and Get Flocked won't be there. Emily will with some of her cute buttons and bags and other things, so make sure to see her. I will probably be there manning someone else's booth, breaking news, but we have a fun chance for you guys. So this is open to people who are already subscribed to the newsletter, I assume, and people who are coming in new and fresh. We are going to be giving away a Traveler Cowl kit. Boom, boom. In Dream State, you'll be able to pick the color of your choice. We grabbed the color of our choice.
Oh, yes.
We have, so this is the Traveler Cowl by Andrea Mowry. It takes 3 skeins of Dream State. And this weekend, we are opening up a draw for everybody on our newsletter subscriber list. Now, if you want to be added to the newsletter subscriber list draw this weekend, you know what you have to do? You have to come into the shop at Get Flocked. Now, If you're not a local and you're not coming down for Wool Feast, don't worry. Send us an email. We'll get you set up into the thing anyway. Have no fear. Again, getvlogknitting@gmail.com. But come in the store, sign up for the newsletter so that you can be entered to win 3 skeins of your choice. My choice would be ranunculus. Emily guessed correctly.
Also my choice.
Yeah.
I have been thinking about the second.
Same. I'll see you on the other side of that. And so, if you guys don't come in and sign up for the newsletter, we'll just have to give the prize to ourselves. Because I actually don't subscribe to the newsletter. I'm not kidding.
I do. I get it twice.
I get it 0 times. Emily gets both of our copies. So, that's what's going on. Come in, sign up, win 3 skeins, knit yourself a traveler, or you could use it for something else, but we can say that traveler cowl is mint.
Yeah.
And totally worth it.
It used pretty much exactly 3 skeins. Like
Yeah.
I had a tiny little bit left.
Exactly. And we have a great color selection, and we'd be thrilled to meet you.
Yes.
And also, there might be some other goodies and things going on here at the shop. So I wouldn't want to miss out on coming to get flocked, even though it's Wool Fest weekend. But we can't pack up our whole shop and take it places, so you've got to come to us.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Andrea, good news, bad news, no news. Good news, she released a new weekender. Bad news, she called it Nebula. No news, we have yarn for that. Woo! So I went and grabbed our alpaca boucle. Oh, we're gonna swap one color. I'm gonna take the blue. I'm gonna give you the black because I'm just having flashbacks to someone's shawl debacle earlier, and I just didn't want those 3 colors in my hand. Oh, I went red, white, and blue. That's not much better. Okay. Whoopsies. Just our salute to the creature. Oh my god.
And French.
Oh wait, Vive France! Salut Bastille Day! Should we do champagne here on Bastille Day? Oh my god, if something arrives, we certainly will. I know what we're doing for something. Good news, we have the boucle of your dreams for this. Now, Andrea has stated that this is going to be, you're aiming for something that'll give you roughly 17 stitch gauge. Now, she has said to use either a fluffy DK weight yarn that has some sort of structure to it, which this alpaca boucle 100% qualifies, or a fingering to light fingering weight held together with something else. So, either way, turns out Isager yarn is your key to making your fluff sweater dreams. So we love this boucle. It knits up fabulously soft. If you wanted a little bit more structure underneath of the garment, you could combine it with a coordinating silk mohair. I believe we have almost all of these silk mohairs in stock at the moment as well to go with these colors. It's not an accident. I checked before I ordered. But if you want to live your best Andrea Mowry life in the fluffy sweater of your dreams, it'll be great for cold weather and warm weather, a nice light layer to pop on. We are ready for you. So if you have any desires for knitting your Nebula sweater, Andrea. No, I'm kidding. It's a great name, but Andrea. But we love this boucle, and you will too.
Yes.
So hit us up for some of that. We also just wanted to take a moment to spotlight another new product that's joined us in the shop. Now, this one, I reckon you could hold alongside some silk mohair to make the same garment, and it would be absolutely beautiful. We've added this incredible 3-ply weight, 3-ply construction, so a light fingering weight, 80% mohair, and 20% merino yarn to our shop. This is from the amazing people at Admoria Angoras. I'm gonna get better at this, I promise. These are some of the lovely people that we have worked with over the last couple of years, and this is their newest yarn offering. Some of these are hand dyed by the wonderful Veronica, and the others are commercially dyed. And I honestly, you can't get over it when you see it in person, how shiny the yarn is.
Yeah.
It has a glow and a sheen to it that you just don't get from any other fabric, and it has that same mohair glow that we get from like a ball of silk mohair. Which we all know and love, but in a worsted spun comb straight arrangement. This yarn is going to be great. It's thermally conductive, which means it'll be warm when it's cool and cool when it's warm. It's a lightweight. You could use this for any of my patterns in it on a 3.25 millimeter needle. So we've got some great garment support coming in hot for this. Honestly, I've actually taken some home to cast a pair of socks with.
And it's all New Zealand. It's made in the
All
Banks
New Zealand.
Peninsula.
Yeah, the fiber is grown in the Banks Peninsula, spun and dyed here in New Zealand. Some of them are hand dyed, as we said. Her hand dyeing is really beautiful.
The I don't want to. Yeah, goats. They're goats.
Yeah.
The goats.
They are goats.
You can like look on their website at the actual goats, and they look really cool because they're like curly.
Okay, well the good news is I found out that they can bring us a goat.
What?
Yeah. And the other good news is in July, near the end of July, we're going to be running a Mohair seminar with the wonderful team from their farm, which is going to be so exciting.
And a goat.
And a goat. I can't wait. So, if you want to get in on some fun, exciting New Zealand yarns that are taking advantage of a completely different fiber used in a different way than you've seen before, this is a great way to try something new, support something local, and support us. So we're
They'd
thrilled
also make
to...
a great like one skein shawl situation. Like,
one of my one skein shawl patterns, a Yanina Callio pattern, and I do think that we're going to be running a very casual, oh god, we've knitted too many garments, knit along in July possibly.
Sure.
Does that feel good to you? Does that feel like the time to do this?
Do you like our business planning session?
Yeah.
July.
We've already talked about it. But the thing is, Emily and I have both been going hard out with garments for months and months and months now, and we need some cleanser projects. So we're going to have a month of knitting some cleanser projects to talk to you about. If you're a member of the flock online, you've been seeing that I've been suggesting lots of small projects. It's not an accident. It's like I'm getting you ready for this knit along.
Plus we've got so many new yarns in that like
so many new yarns, and I don't know about you.
We've got time to make a garment.
They've come in so quickly, and I haven't had time to knit with them all, and I'm starting to get pouty about it.
Yeah.
Like the pile of yarn at home is growing, and the number of finished things has not increased nearly as much.
Yeah.
It's been sad. I now feel like a normal knitter. I understand what it is to not be able to knit everything at once.
This one that's upsetting.
It's almost like I grabbed that color on purpose.
No, a different color.
Uh-oh.
Can you guess?
Breaking news, everyone, there's a soft pink. Almost as good as like breaking news, everyone. There's one called Peacock that I'm really into.
Oh, is that some Eve's Klein blue in there?
Yeah. With some teal and green. Oh!
Shocked.
Oh!
Who are
Could
we?
we? Yeah, right? Like, look, play to your strengths, everyone.
Yeah.
Other people will tell you you have to knit with new things all the time. We're not those people. Knit with what makes you fucking happy. This is bullshit all day long. Public service announcement. We run a yarn shop. All day long, people come in and try to tell us how big their stashes are. Yeah. First of all, you have brought a knife to a gunfight, okay? A knife to a gunfight where this one's stash and concerned, and a knife to like the USSR nuclear armaments, okay? Like
one of those battleships.
Yeah, I'm prepared. However big you think your stash is, I win. Great. Cool story. But the other great news about all of this that we are super, super thrilled to let you know about is that we are thrilled to introduce you to new yarns, but also let you do things that you love. Yeah. Don't think you have to come in and be knitting with new things all the time or new colors all the time or stuff like that. Make the projects that you love. Let us help you find them. And if we think there's better options, we'll show you. But at the end of the day, the project is about you and your happiness. And that's what we're kind of here for.
And if you always knit with one color, then it'll go with your wardrobe.
Everything. Trust me, almost everything I own goes together.
Yeah. Easy.
Okay. So, I think that's everything. Oh, anniversary weekend. I almost forgot. Whew. Get out your pens, not pencils. Get out your pens, because you are busy the night of July 5th, the night of July 6th, and the whole damn day on July 7th.
Just the whole weekend.
Yeah, it's the whole weekend. Just put get flocked and blocked
Yeah.
letters, and anytime somebody asks you what you're doing the 5th, 6th, and 7th of July, you just look at them dead in the eye, ready like this. We're gonna cosplay this. You ask me what I'm doing on that weekend.
What are you doing on the 5th, 6th, or 7th of July?
Get flocked!
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all you have to say to them. We're like, give no other explanation and say it as forcefully as possible. So, if that sounds like your cup of tea, we cannot wait to see you, and we have lots of things planned. There are free events, there are some yarn tasting things that might be happening around here, and there's certainly going to be whatever I've just forgot. Yes, I remember what's happening on Sunday. It's come to me in a flash, and actually I think that's going to be the first one that sells out. So, if you're not signed up to the newsletter, this is the weekend to do it. We're going to start telling you all about the events for that weekend shortly, and you're going to love it because our anniversary is coming. We made it to a year. Yeah, baby! And we can't wait to share many more years of random get flocked decision making live on camera with you via this podcast. Oh, to the very nice lady who came and tried to open the door when it was locked, we're very sorry. But this was a necessity so this could get done so I could go home. Okay, on that note,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye!